usually like remakes of classic arcade games, especially when they're one of my favorites, like Robotron 2084, but this game is an exception. Robotron 64 is a masterpiece. First played this back when we did the original classic Game Room series in 2000, and we reviewed it back then, and I believe that Robotron 64 is reason enough to buy a Nintendo 64. This game is that good. And it's not that expensive anymore, and neither are the N64 consoles. And of course, you can play GoldenEye. It's a winning combination. This is the first N64 review that I've done in years, and I decided to start it off with my favorite game on the console, this one. And just look at it, it's brilliant. And unlike the original Robotron 2084 game, which was made for the arcades and was meant to eat quarters, this game was created for the home console and can take a long time. So long, in fact, that you can save your game, and after playing for about an hour one night, I simply couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. I saved the game around level 86, then you can pick it up whenever and continue playing. Let's take a look at some of these more advanced levels. The standard Robotron 2084 gameplay that we all know and love is here, except the entire thing is viewed from a three-quarter perspective, not the straight top-down view that you got in the original Robotron 2084. There's a couple different views that you can select, and I cycle through them at some point in the review. I find this wide view, sort of tilted at an angle, works quite well. You can see what's going on, and it's just a frantic game, but not so frantic that it kills you off in 30 seconds. The games last a long time, not because the game is easy, but because you get a lot of points when you collect the humans, just like in the first Robotron, or the original Robotron 2084. You can get extra lives fairly easily, and I think at one point I had like 30 extra lives. So later in the game, you get up towards, in the like 80, 90 levels or into the hundreds. You start dying more frequently, especially when some of the larger monsters come out that require numerous gunshots to destroy. And that's one of the things where this game differs from the original significantly, is that there's many enemies that take lots and lots of hits to blow up, like those gigantic brain people. There's some spinners that take lots of hits to destroy. Robotron 64 has some weapon power-ups, and there's a flamethrower. Like I mentioned in the Call of Duty review recently, any game can benefit from a flamethrower, even Robotron 2084 or Robotron 64. You can sometimes get yourself through some tight situations, run around the corner, shoot in every direction. The N64 controller, which I've reviewed, is generally not one of my favorite controllers, but it works well for this game. You control the movement with the D-pad on the left and the firing with the yellow buttons on the right. The gameplay is smooth and solid, and the only thing that could make the controls better is to actually have two arcade sticks, like a real Robotron machine. Here's a look at a couple different viewing angles. When you begin each level, it gives you a nice little message, and they're pretty goofy. They're funny. They have all kinds of strange messages that you see throughout the game. The music is ridiculous. It's just this non-stop throbbing hardcore techno beat that never stops. And it fits the gameplay perfectly. It's a great choice for this game. I made my way up to level 100, the Yellow Guardian. We have something like an end boss in this level who is dropped on my head, which is lovely. This guy reminds me of one of the bad guys in, or any of the bad guys actually, in Smash TV. That game is also based on Robotron. On the whole, I think the thrill that you get when playing Robotron 2084 is still here in this game. The games don't seem to be quite as frantic, and the enemies don't converge on you instantly like they do in the arcade version of Robotron 2084, so you have a bit more breathing room in this game, and that's what allows you to play it longer and longer and longer. I think my total game here took 1.5 hours to 2 hours, spread over 2 different days. But the good thing about that is that's a lot of time to enjoy Robotron. And this never gets boring. This game is thrilling in every way, and it's essentially a perfect game. I think this could easily be remade. It would look terrific in HD and find its way onto Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network or something on the Wii. It's so good that I'm surprised this hasn't come back. Picked up the triple shot. There's a couple different weapon upgrades, flamethrower. There's shoes that make you go faster. You can get yourself a little force field, kind of like the Smash TV thing. I love how when you save the humans, there's this digital score that goes flying up into the air. Remember, the whole thing with Robotron 2084 is that you were saving the last human family. Well, this is one hell of a big human family. It's gone on for 119 levels, and there's still humans left. And at this point, I finally was brought down by the evil Robotrons. If you want to play this game, find it somewhere, buy an N64, I highly recommend it. Even if you never use the N64 for any other games, this game is worth a whole console.